and gentlemen, welcome back to another beautiful edition of the Beers and Dares podcast. As always, the guillotine, Rumble in the Tower Power. But tonight, back by popular demand, Ryan, the Hyman Smasher Maitland.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It's good to have you back. Whew, buddy. So, John has installed something magnificent
Yes.
into the studio.
Yes.
We now have ice-cold Busch Lattes on tap.
One motherfucking tap daddy-o.
He got it. He put a fucking keg.
Can't hide money. You know what I'm saying?
A couple things you can't hide. Money and a cough. And there's another one, ain't there?
I don't remember.
Taxes, money, cough, something like
taxes
that.
is...
STDs.
Yeah.
You can hide them. You can hide them pretty good.
Ask Magic Johnson. He fucking killed that thing. He beat AIDS to death. Yeah. Well, how's everybody's week's been? Been pretty good out in the woods? Did you even make it out, dude?
Monday and Tuesday.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh,
I went out Monday and Tuesday. Friday night, went to the Oktoberfest in Newark, Delaware. Tied a serious one on.
Rip roaring.
And I believe you boys got to experience this as well.
Yes. Oh, hell yeah. I went last night. Well, we went last night. I'm still a little drunk, maybe.
Yeah.
Hungover. I don't know.
Guten Tag.
I was really... I overdid it.
No way.
You know, I like the saying, if there's anything worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
Exactly. Bingo.
I live by that. Cheers to that.
Here we are drinking beer
yeah.
again. Yeah,
I got 2 gears, 5th gear, and hold my beer.
Yeah, it took me a whole day to recover yesterday.
Yeah. We could tell you didn't answer any of the
Yeah, I
group
was
chat.
hurting.
Yeah.
Sam was like, all right, is this Runsky
Yeah,
dead?
I got the big
He was laying in his shower, just laying in the tub, letting cold water hit him.
yeah, they had like
Sobbing.
They had like the standard sized beer cups. How much do they hold?
Liter or pint.
Yeah,
sorry,
like a 12
those are
ouncer.
pints.
And one of my buddies was there and talked me into getting the big glass mug. Big mistake.
No.
No, that's why you're there. You
Shoo,
go to Oktoberfest for 2 reasons. One, everybody loves fucking bratwurst and sauerkraut, and if you
Yes.
don't, get fucked.
Yeah.
Fucking
And-
wiener schnitzel, sauerkraut.
Yeah, and chicks and those sexy dirndls and stuff, or whatever they're called,
Lederhosen.
Lederhosen, yeah. Awesome.
I
And
didn't see any of that.
the ticky tabby, oi, oi, oi.
Yeah.
I love that shit. And beer.
But yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, it's a great time.
I don't remember
If there's
much,
an
but-
Oktoberfest
That's
near
fair.
you, and there should be, they're pretty much all over. They're definitely worth going to.
But did they have Busch Light on tap?
No.
You got to drink some like Hefeweizen or
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
They did
No.
have Miller Lite.
Yeah, they had Miller Lite.
Weird, right? Like at all.
I think it's just an alternative.
I drank Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
I like the Hefeweizen. I had some Oktoberfest beer too. That's good.
I started off with the Hefeweizen and switched to Oktoberfest.
Well, they had the IPA too. And I was
Nah,
like,
I
that's
fucking-
an easy way to get.
I ain't fucking around with that.
Yes.
I had one of those, 2 Oktoberfests, and then like 7 Hefeweizen.
Well, I've seen the videos, so
and
I
we
know.
were only there for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I know you were.
Yeah, seen the video.
Yeah, Seth rocking back and forth, singing to himself.
With your fucking German hat on.
I was like, Seth is fucked up.
I was in rare form last night, baby. I was wild enough to shoot at.
He was drinking enough for last year.
Yeah.
Hell
Oh, yeah, they didn't have it last year, did they?
Yeah, no. Last year I had one at my house because of COVID.
Oh, yeah.
I had the keg and all that
That was a
stuff.
great time.
That was
Oh
a good
yeah. It was. And dude, the one in Newark Oktoberfest is also a great time.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like a little carnival plus a little, you
Yeah.
know.
And it's like almost the celebration for me of deer season being here
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
always the weekend after, and it's like and only more. I've been going to Oktoberfest forever, but more recently I've kind of aligned it with hunting season, and it's cool to celebrate. And I killed a deer last night.
Hey!
Hey!
I thought it was a chocolate lab.
It was a little. It was a doe. It was a small one. She didn't have spots or nothing, but I think it was a yearling. She was last year's fawn. But hey, I got me on the board, and it was.
Point to point.
Oh, yeah.
It gets me a point, and it wasn't at port where I've been waiting for a buck. Last night, I got out in the woods, and I think I sent it to the group chat, and Kevin Dvorak said the rules for tonight are no spots. And I was like, I fucking like that. Tonight, if it's brown, it's down. And we made it happen. It was a bittersweet moment, actually. because I really I fucked up last night pretty bad. So we'll start out. We're hunting a property. My buddy's got this property, and this was my first sit on this property. It's a real small parcel, but it's connected to a lot of other lots of wood. Seen a lot of deer sign in there. My buddy Bill put the corn out. Shout out, Bill. Put corn out. I think it was Sunday, and then I went Thursday to put another bag of corn out in anticipation of Ryan coming up to hunt there. When I put that bag out, all that corn was pretty much gone. So they ate that whole bag of corn in, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, which is awesome. So there's obviously deer there. So I put that other bag out, and then Ryan came up Friday night. Saturday morning, wind was terrible for the only spot we really have that we can hunt mornings, so we didn't go and sit. So Saturday evening, we went over to Billy's to this new location to sit over some corn, which is, you guys, if you've listened to the podcast, or I know you guys also have heard me talk about it in the past, I have mixed feelings about sitting over corn. I like sitting over corn, but it's not my favorite way to hunt. But last night, it really made me miss doing it. Like, it is so cool watching them deer come in, and you know they're coming.
Yeah.
And then they want that corn so bad. They will come in the face of danger to get that corn, especially like late season, man. You'll have does that just watched 4 of their friends get shot there, and they will still come to that corn.
Yeah,
it's really cool. And last night we got to see that firsthand because I shot and missed this doe not once but twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I was Ryan. What did you say? I've never seen Seth actually mad about.
I've never seen him so pissed off with a dead deer in the back of his truck.
I felt like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a good. It was just a bad experience for me because I just really screwed up, and I was like, man, I what is this fucking amateur hour out here? Like, Seth, get your shit together, dude.
What happened? How'd you miss?
So, the first shot. So we're sitting in the stand, and fuck, what do you think? 30 minutes into being there?
Probably an hour.
Was it that long?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, about an hour into being there, we had a doe and a spike come through, and they came right past Ryan. There was brush in front of them, so there was really no shot. Ryan had a brief window of opportunity.
I had a shot at. So our plan was, so Seth was sitting to my right, on the right of the corn, and I was kind of near their bedding. So we talked all along about how he wanted to get a deer past if they don't detect us, so that way I can shoot a deer, and then he can just follow up, and we try to both get a deer. And the way they were coming, I thought they were both going to the corn, so I was just waiting, and there was a spike buck. I definitely would have shot it.
Hell yeah.
But the way they were moving, I thought they were going to go to the corn. And I was like, okay, we're so early in the sit, I'll wait till we both have a shot. But then they just turned and went back.
Huh.
And
Didn't even go to the corn.
Didn't even go to the corn, no.
Huh.
So, should have taken the shot when I had it there, but...
Well, you know.
Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
No, each alive. So, and then about, I don't know, 2 hours later, it was probably 6:30. They came back.
Yep.
And this time, the spike and the doe came pretty much the same exact way, except they were coming to us, and then they were cutting to get to the corn. So it was weird. The first time they walked by, they must have went up, took a little nap, and it was even more odd that a spike was with a doe. But
I had the same thing opening afternoon, spiking a doe.
really,
Yeah.
it's such an I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I got to think about that one to try and figure out.
It's obviously a 1.5-year-old deer.
Yeah,
Why is it still with his mother?
yeah,
I don't know.
it's an odd thing.
Yeah.
Maybe
Research.
this new generation, they cling. These fucking
These
kids
fucking
these
millennials,
days.
dude.
They're clangy.
Yeah.
Fuck,
It's
dude.
like, leave the mama, okay?
Fucking cut the cord. Get the
Yeah.
fuck
I
out.
don't know. It's odd. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that, but yeah. So they walk by, and Ryan, tell us from your perspective, because you went to full draw. What was going on when they walked by you?
So
Like,
they were...
why didn't you
Shoot
shoot?
in the guts of that mic.
Yeah, get in
Right here.
Yeah, put
Yeah,
that
that thing
thing.
moves. Pull it to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get it in your.
They're not used to all this technology.
Give her some love.
So
like a
I got
woman,
to
that's all,
to full draw, and it's something I want to talk about later after we get through the story. But I got to full draw on I want to say it was the doe. And it was like a brush that they were coming through, so I didn't really feel good about the shot there, and I knew I'd have an opening. But the spot where I had the opening, and I was getting ready to hit her with, the stop call, the meet, the MEP, whatever, she jumps over the creek, right out of my range. So there was like a 5-yard window where I'm like, I know I've got a good shot, but that's the only 5 yards where she like busted her ass and got right into Seth's range. So I was full draw waiting for it, and then gone just like that.
Yeah. And that's how it goes, man. It be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that.
So I see Ryan. He was a full draw. I was kind of waiting to see what was going on, and the deer kind of slipped, like Ryan said, past me. Ryan let down. I go to full draw, and when I get to full draw, now mind you, it's fucking 85 degrees out yesterday. So I'm sweaty as hell, and my glasses had slid down on my nose. And I'm at full draw, and I can't see through my peep sight because the side of my glasses is in front of me.
Yeah.
So I've got a hinge release. I reach up with my finger and try to push my glasses, and my fucking release slips out of my hand.
Hell yeah.
And shoots into my riser, and then, like the guy did at the tack, remember that?
Yeah.
And then my arrow hits a tree nowhere near the deer, about 15, 20 feet high.
Holy fuck,
Maybe
bro.
you can kill Ryan.
I know.
What the hell?
I'm lucky my fucking release didn't go into my hand.
Like my dad's story. Splitting the web. Jesus,
okay.
bro.
So I scared the fuck out of me.
Maybe contacts. Maybe look in the contacts.
Scared the shit out of me.
Brought Daniel's glasses all fogged up.
I'm like, I'm looking at my riser, like, did I just fucking destroy my bow?
Yeah.
My fucking release is, I don't know where that thing went. The fucking, but here's my point about the corn.
Yeah.
Those deer went 30 yards, stopped, and turned right back around, came back towards
I
that
had
corn.
no idea what happened.
No, obviously this is different. It wouldn't have been the same had they been pressured a lot. But these deer have probably never even been hunted because they were both young.
Were they hesitant at all coming in?
No,
just
not at all.
right to it.
Right to it.
So,
Yeah.
so obviously Seth took his second chance and just buried her on the second arrow because so rare to get that other opportunity, right? That's what happened.
No. So there's miss one.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm pissed at myself already. I'm like, fuck, Jesus Christ, you just broke your bow. Your release is probably broken. Probably. It's on the ground. So, but the deer are coming back. I'm like, okay, time to fucking redeem yourself. I hurry up, grab another arrow out of my quiver, grab my spare release out of my fanny pack. This is a great reason and why I always take a spare release. Because, dude, I would have been fucked.
Yeah.
So, and why it's important to have at least 3 arrows.
Why it's important to have a wrist release.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can
that
have
too.
I can have it tied off to my wrist, which I should have had.
Yeah.
But it's neither here nor there. So, I get my thumb button, 4-finger true ball release, and I knock another arrow, and it's a thunderhead again. The first one was a thunderhead. Second one's a thunderhead.
Yeah.
And I am just, as you can imagine, I am flustered. I'm trying to rush into doing all this stuff. I come to full draw. I ranged her before her hand, 31 yards. Come to full draw and fucking just absolutely target panic fashion, smack the trigger.
Yes.
I probably hit her.
Time.
Kill the late Runsky if you would. You're the only one who can reach it.
Yeah.
You're
Sasquatch.
fucking freak. So, back to the story. I fucking completely just target panic, punch this trigger. I can make every excuse in the world, but honestly, it was such a hectic and fast pace. I'm trying to rush the shot, and it was just terrible on my part. And I punched it, and I shot probably 6 inches under this deer.
Phew.
She takes off again. But this time she only goes like a couple yards. I grab another arrow. Grabbed a schwacker.
Levi Morgan edition.
This time, I tell myself, I'm like, Seth, get your shit together and focus. And I actually went through my shot process. I said, arrow knocked, rest up, aim small, miss small, knocked it, and I buried this fucking arrow.
Good arrow.
Great shot. She went 50 yards. I watched her die.
Beautiful.
So I redeemed myself with that third shot.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, it was
Shit show.
It was a shit show, and I was really just angry at myself, and just it took away the pleasure of the whole experience for me by just how poorly I performed.
Yeah, I was thinking about this up in the stand yesterday. Like, I got one on the board, but I'm not happy with the shot placement. So it doesn't feel like I got one.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good. So in my mind, I'm still at 0.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm still at 1.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. Like it was just not enjoyable at all.
And I guess a lot of it is that early season rust. We've talked about it before,
Yeah.
but I think that's why it is good to shoot does early in the season to kind of work some of these kinks out, get your shit together.
Imagine if that was a 140 class 8-pointer.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's like, dude, Seth, what are you doing? You can't, and I'm speaking to myself, sorry. But this is what I'm saying to myself in my head is, you can't be, what are you doing? Get your shit together. You can't be doing this. This is unacceptable. And it just, it did not feel good to really just drop the ball like it did. And you know what? I got to get better. That's all it is. And I got to own my shit and shoot and get better. And I got to learn to really go through the motions when the deer are present. Like, I totally didn't do my shot process for that. I got so amped up for that doe. It was just crazy. I was so excited. It was just a crazy day. And I was like Kevin said, anything. The rules are no spots. I'm shooting something tonight, and I wanted it.
I got to get his number or something. Get me all hyped up for the hunt or something.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He gave me his number, so that way I'm not messaging him on Facebook anymore. Shout out Kevin Dvorak.
Shout out, one of our best episodes.
Yeah, great guest.
But yeah, so that was Ryan and I's hunt yesterday. It was a complete just mess,
disaster.
And then I went and medicated at the Oktoberfest.
Are you gonna follow up on the continued disaster?
Hey, you have a bandage on your thumb.
Oh yeah. So after all this, so I climbed down, and I seen the deer where she died. So I climbed down and quick and in a hurry because I wanted to get out of there before more deer came, because with corn, man, they come and then you're surrounded by does climbing out of a tree.
All night long.
All night long, so it sucks. So we hurried up and got down and went over and found the doe. It was a really good shot. I made up for the 2 first fuck-ups. Like I said, she was dead in seconds. And I gutted her real quick. And as I cut the, what is that called? The trachea, the esophagus. And I'm holding the esophagus with my left hand, and my right hand is what I was cutting it with. And I was like, oh, let me take my knife out. And I pulled my knife out, and I slide it right across the back of my thumb.
Jesus fucking Christ. God.
I thought he was gonna have to get stitches.
Is that bad?
It's a pretty good one. Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
He's like driving home. He's pissed off about his performance. His fucking thumb is just gushing blood. He's like, oh, the tip of my thumb is numb. Yeah. He's like, I think I got a nerve. He's like, that's a damn good knife. I love that Gerber.
Dude, that fucking knife is so sharp. I love that fucking knife. Left it in the woods.
Jesus, what a shit show.
Yeah.
I'm always so easy with my right hand.
Yeah.
Like I'll just feel around to make sure I'm not on my thumb. Just to...
Because, dude, you got a good knife like that Gerber, that's only $30.
Well, it takes a little bit.
Great knife. It damn near skinned my thumb. I mean, a little nick just cut me, just a little, right to the bone.
Right to the bone. And if that was me, I would have just passed out.
Probably.
No.
You don't like blood?
I can do, like, deer, but, like, human shit, I can't do it.
What happens like when you have to give blood?
I've never done that.
Really?
I can do needles, I can do all that shit, but like I cut this little scar right here, I cut myself years ago, and I rinsed it underwater. My dad was there. I rinsed it underwater, and I seen white. I didn't see the bone. It was just connective tissue. Oh. Down I went.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad tried to catch me, and then I was like, fuck that, I'm out.
Ow. See you later. Taking a nap.
Taking a fucking quick nap.
Quick nap. Be right back.
Yeah, I just can't do it. I don't know why.
Huh.
Pour yourself another one there.
Yeah, that keg tap is pretty sick. You can see it in the video too if you're watching.
Yeah,
you gotta tilt that glass hard. Like, don't. Yeah,
yeah.
like. There you go.
Get a little nose grease on that phone. Yeah.
Ryan, what the fuck, dude?
We'll teach you. We'll learn you something.
We'll get you. Yeah, so I dragged that dough out and quick and in a hurry. I got my one hand up in the air like this, and I'm dragging this dough behind me. Oh, yeah, it was something. It was something. So with that being said, we are going back out tonight. We really want to get Ryan a deer.
I'm not.
While he's here, we're gonna watch the Eagles game in the stand.
It's great weather for it too.
It's
a gorgeous day today.
Wait,
so much nicer.
Pretty hot.
You know, I talked about it last year, but like and this is why I think I would love to do an elk hunt and not really care about, like, you obviously want to pull the trigger, but at the same time, like, it was awesome. Like, I consider like we got that deer. Just like if I get one today, like we both got it. Like,
yeah,
you go out and you set up together and like you're kind of playing strategies off each other and like it's just a cool experience for like that.
Yeah,
you know. Mm-hmm. Just one person happens to pull the trigger.
Cool hunting a piece of property you haven't hunted before too. That's cool.
Hell yeah. And it's like, Billy's been there for such a long time. I've never even thought to ask him. So it's just, yeah, it's crazy. But it's a small property. But like I said, it's connected to a bunch of other really large pieces of property. And deer are obviously traveling through there. But those are the only 2 deer we've seen. So, but corn brings them, man. You put bait out and you'll get deer.
Why do you not like hunting over bait, but at the same time, like especially at port, you're hunting a lot of field edges? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you're essentially hunting over corn constantly.
Yes.
So like, why do you feel one way about it when you put it down manually, otherwise, or than when you go set up on a cornfield?
Well, the bait pile a cornfield is a large area, and you still have to kind of pattern the deer as to you don't know which spot of the field they're going to come out on unless you do some homework.
Corn pile, you know.
That's their corn pile. You put that corn there, they're going to come right there.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? So it makes it a little easier. And it basically what you're doing is you're bringing the deer to you rather than you're going to the deer. And it's just it's a different way of hunting. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that I kind of prefer the au natural.
Yeah.
It's just
a lot more rewarding.
Yes. And the deer are usually a lot less pressured, and honestly it can be really hard to hunt over corn sometimes because you'll have so many deer come in and you'll have all these eyes. Now you have to be really careful about how you move, and the stand placement and stuff like that is a factor as well, as long as you're concealed well enough. But man, it presents its own challenges.
Yeah. So what would you do? I have a question. When you're saying that if you stay on the corn pile too long and it's filled with does, then they're just there, right?
Yeah.
Would you guys like actually hang out in the stand for like a long period of time, or just say fuck it, like I gotta go home eventually? How does that work?
I've been there, and I've done all kinds of stuff. I've played stuff on my phone, like sounds, to try to get them to take off. I've thrown stuff at them to try to get them to take off. And a lot of the times you'll do that, and they'll like scatter, and then they'll just come right back, and it's like, fuck.
You know what I've heard? It was actually on the Don Higgins podcast. Play coyote.
Yeah.
Coyote yelp. And they'll fucking take off.
Really?
But, you know, I think about that. It's like, well, there's a coyote there. What's the difference between a human and a coyote? I mean, it's both a fucking predator.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'd rather have them think it's coyote than me, though.
Yeah.
You know?
I wonder if they even like associate a hunter as like a human. Like I really wonder if they like put the two as in the same species. Because like one's up in a tree, and we're so camoed out, and we've got all this stuff. Like I don't really think, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I don't know if they have like the intellect to like separate them, or like to keep it as one unified species. I wonder. Yeah, just something to think about.
Who knows what they think? They know we are not good.
Like one's just like a straight up ambush predator.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. I don't know. I think I'd bet they do know that we are one and the same. That the hunter up in a tree is also the same thing they see walking around on the ground. And the only reason I think they know is scent. We smell exactly the same. So they smell a person in a tree, they smell a person on the ground. They know we're the same thing.
It's like, oh, this fucking intelligent monkey's up in a tree.
Yeah, this primate that likes to fling stuff at me. Yeah, and I wish I could be in the mind of a white-tailed deer. What would you give just to be able to see what they see and smell how they smell just for an hour?
Just to know.
How beneficial would that be?
I'd give up my Harley.
to truly, would you?
Yeah.
To truly understand what they see and smell and how they interact with the world around them. I mean, that would be just priceless information.
I'd sign over the title of my Harley right now.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No, fuck no.
I would.
Yeah,
man.
there's a lot I would do.
See, but like I'm in the point of my whitetail career, if you want to call it that. Like I'm tired of just killing these little deer. I want to like get in the mind of a
Yes.
smart, older, mature deer and be able to kill it.
Yes.
So
That is
rocket science.
that
well,
is
no, a 5-year-old buck, man, that's rocket science. A
Yes.
1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old. I've done that, been there, done that. It's not fun. Well, of course
it
it's
is fun.
but it's not as rewarding as it would be to kill a 5-year-old, 6-year-old.
And it's an entirely different pursuit. Ryan and I were talking about this today or yesterday, and we were likening it to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which Ryan has joined. He started his Jiu-Jitsu journey, but
And
we
you
were
won a
saying,
competition.
1-0, right?
oh hell yeah,
Hey,
Won a champ.
1-0.
White belt champ of OC.
So you see him on the streets, don't fuck with him.
Yeah, buddy. But what I was getting to is it's like jiu-jitsu in the way that so killing a doe is like it's difficult in itself, just like learning jiu-jitsu initially is really hard. But then you do a couple years of it and then you're like, okay, I'm pretty good. I'm better than like the average guy on the street. I would just mop the floor with him, right? But then you get to a whole nother level with these guys that are like black belts. And then there's even beyond that there's black belts that can beat other black belts like they're a white belt. There's levels to that shit. And it's the same thing with hunting as to like, once you figure out does, you get the hang of that, like, yeah, that's good. And then you add this whole next element that is a mature whitetail buck. Yeah. And being able to kill them consistently is a whole nother skill. Like you'd have to be so much better as a hunter. Like just to kill does is one thing, but if you can consistently kill big bucks, it's a whole nother level of skill.
Yeah, it's a whole different animal.
It is.
I think that's the key word, consistently. Because like me and Seth were talking, and like it was like next level thinking. Like my mind was blown. Because like when I'm at the stage where like obviously with hunting, I'm very much a white belt mentality. Like I'm learning as I go. But I'm like, oh, well, you just sit on a field and wait till the wind's blowing out in the field, then the deer come, right? And I think anyone can get lucky and get a big buck every now and then.
Yeah.
Of course.
But like I said, to be consistently able to do it is a skilled thing. But Seth hit me with, he's like, well, yeah, he's like, that works for does, to have the wind coming right out to the field. Because that's what I'd sit that and I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go. But he was saying that you have to have the does out in the field before the bucks come, because the does will see the bucks out and the bucks will see the does in the field, know they're comfortable, then come. So if that wind is blowing out into the field, those does aren't going to stay there. And I was like, it just never even crossed my mind. And I was like, with jiu-jitsu, me and him were messing around yesterday. And I was like, as soon as I had an escape, he's like just 3 moves ahead, right?
Yeah.
And that's like the same thing where like when you get to like killing mature bucks, like you have to be so many steps ahead and thinking like so strategically. Like it's insane.
Yeah, those bucks a lot of the time they just will not come because they don't have the wind in their favor.
Yeah.
The wind is their number one thing.
So I think it was Monday I went out in the ghillie suit and had a really awesome hunt. But what I was saying was for that wind direction, right, the wind was blowing out into the field. So if I sat on that field edge, I could drill a doe as they go out to the field. But the problem is once they get out to that field, they're going to have my wind blowing right at them. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to roll. And guess what's going to happen? The buck is never going to come out into that field. Because he sees no other deer out there, he's going to know something ain't right.
Yeah.
So what I had to do was sit out in the field. That was the only option that I had, being where the bucks bedded. And how I chose to do that was ghillie suit. So I got my ghillie suit on, and I went out and I sat on the ground in the bean field. And that was, talk about a really cool hunt. I seen probably 15 does, 8-point buck, a 3-point buck, a spike buck, and 2 what I believe were button bucks. And they were all coming out, and they came out from different directions. The bucks and the does did, but there's no way I could have sat anywhere other than in the corn and have my wind not ruin the hunt. So I'm sitting out there, and actually the button buck came out first. the little spotted deer, and then
Silly bitch.
the does started to come out on the far side of the field, way far away. I couldn't even. I had a shot on them. They were probably 150, 200 yards away. And then came out a 3-pointer, and behind him was a small 8. And dude, talk about intense, man. When you're on the ground in a ghillie suit and deer get within 40 yards of you, my heart was beating so bad it felt like my chest was going to explode. And I had that 8-pointer. I mean, I thought I was weighing the pros and cons of shooting him.
He was a nice deer,
He was.
but he's not what you're looking for.
No, he wasn't a Pope and Young.
And I was telling you, I was like, don't do it, don't do it. And Ryan was like, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. It was like the devil and the angel on each shoulder. And I was like, dude, don't do it.
Yeah, because the whole time I'm snapping these guys, and I'm sending them videos, and I got some really good ones on my phone. I'll show you guys. And I'm going to try to make a little video, and I'll put it on either the Instagram or maybe even YouTube. But the whole time I'm just shaking like a leaf. My heart is pounding. I'm like, should I shoot this buck or should I let him live? And I was just really torn. But at the end of the day, I'm glad I let him walk.
Yes.
And he came into like 30 yards of me in the ghillie suit. So I had him. I had him dead to rights. I could have killed him. But I let him walk.
He's going to be a killer in a year.
He's going to, next year, he probably will be a Pope and Young. If he lives a year beyond that, he's going to be a really nice buck.
He was about 110-ish,
Yeah,
105.
if I had to guess.
Yeah.
He wasn't Pope and Young.
No.
But I think he was over 100. I'd say, yeah, probably like
Nice deer.
105, maybe 110. He was a nice buck, and believe me, it was not easy to pass him. You
I'm
guys
glad
know.
you did.
I'm glad I did too.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah, because you know what? I think if I'd have shot him, it would have been, don't get me wrong, it would have been awesome, but it would have been bittersweet in that I would have known in the back of my mind, like, man, he would have been a really nice buck next year. And this wasn't your goal. My objective is to a Pope and Young deer, and it wasn't it. And I'm glad I showed the restraint. And I'm also glad that I worked out some of my kinks, hopefully, last night, that I got that out of my system.
What a shit show.
And it almost makes me want to not use a hinge release and go back to my thumb button.
Right.
But honestly,
Right?
I don't know if it would have been any different with a thumb, because but then again, with my thumb, it's a 4-finger. With my hinge, it's a 3-finger.
You would have been able to push up your glasses without touching the trigger.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah. I don't know. But I still haven't shot a deer with a hinge because I ended up using my thumb button last night.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. And I shot it today. We shot a lot today. Well, I don't want to say a lot, but a good bit today. We shot probably 20 shots, broadheads today. Went out to 50. Did a bunch at 30. And the hinge is fine.
Good.
Bow's fine. My riser's fine. I got a chip in it.
In the riser?
Yeah, but
Take
not
the paint off or the
just the
finish?
paint. Just paint, chip in the paint. I'm glad it was that and not my hand.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a release getting shot at 300 feet per second into your hand?
I don't like it.
It would have broke every bone in my hand.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I don't like it one bit.
John's getting woozy over
Yeah, I'm
there.
about to fucking go down, dude.
Yeah.
So, Brian, it's been a little bit since you've been on, bro. You got a new bow since the last time we've
New bow.
spoken,
I
right?
feel like that's like old news now.
No.
Well, I mean, not for our listeners.
No, I went to the TAC, and the guy at the Hoyt, because like I don't give a fuck what you guys think, right, or what you guys say. And I just ignore you, because you guys always tell me to get a new, and I'm just joking around, obviously.
Yeah.
But I went to the Hoyt guy, and he was like, "Yeah, just shoot a Ventum," and I shot. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
I was like, it's going from like a BB gun to like an actual
Like an Ot
rifle.
6, yeah.
And I was like, all right, maybe I need to look into this. And one of my line of thinking, I was like, I'll wait till next year because I just need to get better in archery in general. But you gonna get him?
Hmm?
Didn't you talk about that?
Mine.
Yeah, I already hit him earlier.
Okay, all right.
You just came to about an hour ago.
Ronsky said he's going to punch anybody who eats the pretzels with
Anyone
peanut
touches my
butter.
peanut butter. Anyone touches my peanut butter pretzels is getting one right to the fucking kisser.
But for those who aren't familiar with what I've done in the last year, just some changes. Bought into a business. Just bought a house, and I'm getting married next June.
Phew.
So I decided that if I'm gonna get a bow, I might as well get it now while I don't have to ask anyone for permission.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that.
Not that she would. It's just
Yeah, I know.
I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like now's the time I'm gonna get it. So I went to Wink's. Shout out, it's DJ Wink down in Princess Anne, Maryland. He's a good guy.
Neil McCoy.
But they had a Hoyt Axius, which is, from what I understand, last year's flagship or one of their flagship.
Yeah.
2 years ago, something like that.
Last year, yeah.
But I got it for
You're fucking up.
$8.99, brand new. Just because
it was brand new,
brand new, never
great,
used.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a game changer for me. Just my shot's so much more smooth. Me and Seth spent some time yesterday just completely refining it and getting the timing system down and whatnot. But that's awesome.
So compared to what you had,
I don't even want
this.
to ever shoot what I had ever again. I mean, that's the thing. You got to look at it like an investment. Like we talk about all the time. I don't really have a lot of hobbies, but what I do have for hobbies, I like to be all in on. So I'm like, I don't spend money on a lot of different things. So if this is something that I plan on doing every fall, like I want to have the best equipment available for what I need. And like I was telling Seth, I'm like, it's so hard to even get on deer. That if I get on deer, I don't want to leave anything to chance. Like I want my equipment to be as optimal as it can possibly be. Yep. So I mean, I've taken that account with a lot of my hunting stuff this year. Like I almost revamped my whole setup because I'm like I know you don't mind that little that harness that comes with the Summit stand.
Yeah, I don't
I
mind.
hated it to where like I would dread putting that thing on.
Really?
I just hated it.
How far are you walking?
I just hated putting it on in general because it was
Oh,
like
wow.
so awkward and all looked the
I
same.
watched Ryan do it last. Just like a Rubik's
I
cube.
was like,
He couldn't
fuck,
fucking.
it's
He's got the fucking his leg piece around his neck. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? It's not rocket science, Ryan.
Apparently I'm an idiot, but I spent the $40 and got the muddy harness, and now it's something I used to dread and do like a thoughtless process.
It's like, dude, you into bondage or something? Why are you tying yourself up, bro?
Dude,
I don't know.
and it would
Dominatrix
always
out
get
there
tangled on
You grab
me.
the damn. Your.
I hated it.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Look over, I'm fully erect, looking at Ryan. I'm like, oh shit.
God, I hated it.
Yeah, I still use that. I don't know.
But like just
Yeah.
for stuff like that, if it's like a pain in the ass, then I'm just gonna buy something to make my life easier in that regard.
Hey,
Yeah, to each their own.
To each their own.
I think a couple bucks is worth everything. If it makes even a 1% difference, it's worth the money.
Yeah.
I'm in the fanny pack gang now, you fuckers.
Yeah, dude, it's the only way to go.
Dude, it is the way to go. Fanny packs for the win.
I haven't been using my fanny pack
Dude,
this year.
I don't take that fucking thing off. From truck
Yeah.
to tree to
That's
truck.
it, yeah.
That thing
And
doesn't
back
come off.
and to the bedroom.
It's everything, and everything is right there.
Yeah, I'm a sexual athlete, so I got that thing on. I got water in there. I
Yeah.
got a little lube. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I spin it around real quick,
Yeah.
get what I need out of there, shake it out.
Sam will tell you, I have become an extremely better lover with my fanny pack.
It's just
You wear it.
it's a fact, man. You gotta wear them. Bedroom fanny pack, Crocs. It's go time.
I didn't pull the trigger on the Crocs.
No, I didn't either.
I do like hunting in
Probably
Crocs.
won't.
I feel like my fanny pack is the one I have is just too small.
Yeah.
In early season, I'm bringing so much stuff into the woods. I'm bringing like my thermocell, my bow hanger. But like even like I hunted Friday, I brought like a rain jacket and stuff. I'm like, I can't fit all this in a fanny pack.
Yeah, I don't know if you're ready for a full size fanny pack. I think.
I got a big one. It's like it's got the fanny and then it's got two side compartments.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah,
big.
Yeah.
mine's got the on the sides of the belt. It's got I put my cell phone right there. Fucking
we probably
keys
have
and
we
shit.
probably
Yeah,
have
the same one.
So
It's
I thought
awesome.
You guys will have to send me a link to that one because I love the fanny pack I had. It's just too. It's not a hunting one.
And
Yeah.
it's got a fucking water bottle.
He's got like
holder on
a denim fanny pack.
it. the water bottle holder.
Mine has two water
Yeah,
bottles.
mine does too. On each side.
It's probably
got
the same one, yeah.
You got
I
the
think
same
that-
That's what I need.
My fanny pack goes great with my jorts.
Yeah, yeah, dude. The George, the fanny pack. It's got like the denim on there, and it's got like the old '80s writing on there.
Hell yeah, dude.
He's got Crocs on.
Figure
He's got a bandana.
Yeah. If I can look less intimidating in the tree, the deer will come.
Yeah,
I thought about wearing shorts yesterday. It was so fucking hot.
it was. I was sweating my ass off out there. I mean, it was hot yesterday. It was.
I'll go into my week. So I went hunting Thursday. I got off work a touch early.
It rained, didn't it?
A tickle early. I'll get into that. I get up in the stand about 3:45. I'm sitting there for about an hour and a half. It's like 5:30, and old Garth Brooks rolls in. The thunder's rolling and the lightning's striking. And I was like, man, I should probably get out of here. Being up in this tree in a metal tree stand's not optimal during a lightning storm. So I let the bow down. I untie the drag rope from the top of the stand, let it fall. I get about 75% the way down the tree, and I look to my left, and I see the flicker of a white tail. And I was like, well, fuck. So I start scurrying down the tree even faster, and she is coming at a pretty good clip. And I don't get all the way down the tree, and she is 15 yards in front of me. And she looks up at me. She's like, what are you? I don't understand what you are. And she was so close, like just the movement of my eyes she seen. And she took off. So if I would have stayed in the stand for another 5 minutes, I would have number 2 on the board.
Ouch.
Moral of the story is, don't untie your drag rope from your climber stand.
Yeah.
Because when I seen the flicker of her tail, I was reaching for the rope frantically to pull my bow back up to kill this fucking deer.
Yeah.
And it never happened.
Moral of the story, weather the storm.
Up in a tree in a metal tree stand is not where I want to be when it's fucking Garth Brookson out there. The thunder roll and lightning strike. So, and then I went yesterday, got skunked for like the 3rd time out of like 40 sits at the quarry. Didn't see a fucking thing.
Wow.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
How do you classify a skunk? Is that like when you don't see a deer in general?
Yeah. Well, I seen deer when I got back to the truck, but I classify a skunk as not seeing a deer whilst in the tree stand.
Yeah, that's what I consider a skunk too.
Yeah.
You're skunked if you don't see a deer while you're sitting.
Yeah.
Because when you see a deer, even if it's like walking in, it's not the same.
No.
You know what I
Hell
mean?
no.
Because your chances are so slim then.
Yeah, you didn't outsmart that deer.
No.
You just came upon it.
Yeah, you walked upon it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different, and it doesn't count. If you don't see deer in the stand, you got skunked.
Yeah. So Thursday, man, I was so pissed. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, I would have had a 15-yard shot at a doe. Lone doe. Nothing with her. Damn it.
Probably a nice size too, huh?
Not really. She was still in her summer coat, so I think she might have been a young deer.
Gotcha.
But I still would have fucking put her on ice, dude. Uncle Rambo.
She'd have been doing the backstrap boogie.
He ain't fucking around. But yeah, that pissed me off.
Yeah, doe I shot she was a young doe. I think she was last year's fawn,
Yeah.
if I had to guess.
Yeah, that doe I shot the second day of archery season. She was a nice-sized doe, but that fawn just sucked her dry. There was nothing to her. Sam, shout out, my Queen of the Forest, went and picked her up. She was like a bagger. There was nothing
One
to
bag.
her. Yeah.
Damn.
That sucks. I hate paying $80 for one of them.
Yeah. I remember dragging her, and like she would like hit the back of my leg every once in a while, and I was just feeling hip bone. I was like, oh, well, there's nothing to this animal. What the hell?
Could have just threw her over the old shoulder.
Another thing with that deer, I checked my sight yesterday. That deer was at 33 yards, and I checked my sight. It was at 27 yards.
Really?
So if that deer didn't drop and turn, I would have completely missed her.
You think so?
Yeah.
27 and 33? Nah.
It's a heavy arrow. 5 yards, 6
your
yard
arrows
difference.
are pretty heavy. Maybe. I don't know if you'd have completely missed her.
Mm.
But, hey, look, it worked out.
It did work out.
But
But
the one I shot last night was a 31.
yeah.
And, man, that was I knew she was going to drop
Yeah.
because she was on edge. And I aimed a touch low. And, man, it was perfect.
But just like you, bittersweet. I wasn't
Yeah.
happy with my shot. You weren't happy with your whole shenanigans.
Yeah.
So the way I feel, I'm still sitting at 0.
Yeah. And I still feel like I got a lot of making up to do. A lot of work to do.
Let me ask you guys a question, because I'd like to get your advice on this. It's something I feel like I've been struggling with, but the difference between shooting a target and a live animal is just astronomical.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest difference, like, you can't prepare for it. And I'm really struggling with waiting for the shot in terms of trying to find that balance between taking an ethical and effective shot and waiting for the perfect shot. Because I think that's where I messed up yesterday.
Yeah.
Is I think I had a shot, but I was just waiting for it too long to be the perfect shot, rather than taking a little bit of a risk. And obviously, like, trying to, like, I don't want to hurt an animal and then have it run off. But how do you guys balance that? Like, is there something to it? Like, of knowing when to take a risk, when not to. Because if I'm sitting there waiting for a perfect shot every time I hunt, I think my success rate's going to go drastically down. But at the same time, I don't want to be that guy that's going out there and just shooting,
wounding animals.
I think you're overthinking, bro.
Well,
Nah,
kinda, and yes and no.
You got the shot window. Place the fucking arrow and take it.
Well, I disagree. I think if there's times where I will absolutely wait and see, like if I've done the same exact thing where it appears like deer are going to come closer, so I'm not going to take that 40-yard shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to wait. I want the best. I want to give myself the best likelihood of making an excellent shot. And sometimes you can just wait a minute and that deer will come 10 yards closer, and it makes that shot that much easier. And I've done it many times where, and probably a couple that I've done that and then they didn't come closer, and I did the same thing as you.
Kicking yourself.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I should have just took the shot.
Yep.
And you've done that, right?
Oh, yes.
So many times.
Yeah.
It happens. Sometimes their movement is unpredictable.
Yeah.
Often it is.
Most of the time, when you expect them here, and here, all the places that you range, they never go right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just take a. Me, I don't feel good just taking an unethical shot because it's an open shot.
Yeah.
So
I want the best opportunity and not a opportunity.
Yeah.
But there's times where you take less than ideal shots or difficult shots if you feel like it's doable. If I know deer's at 35 yards and I'd love them to get closer, but if I know they're not going to get closer, I'm going to take the shot. So it can be tough on the fly deciding whether or not you should take a shot, and you're gonna lose deer from doing that. But I think it's the right thing to do, that you're trying to make sure that you're getting the best shot and not just a shot. Yeah. And that's just part of hunting.
Would you rather gut shot a deer or just not shoot it at all?
Gut.
No way.
I think I'd rather not shoot it at all.
Yeah, I'm not shooting that deer at
No,
all.
I'm being silly.
You'd rather just put an arrow right through the intestines.
Nah.
But the thing about that is then you run the risk of never even recovering.
It's,
you know,
comfort. It's all about your comfort zone, man. I don't know.
Yeah. It is, and that's like yesterday. Before we went out, I shot 3 shots with the broadhead.
And they were money.
I mean, at 50 yards, if I was aiming for a quarter, I'd hit that quarter with the broadhead. And then look what I went and did out in the woods. So it's like you can almost never be prepared enough.
With that, and I don't know if it's just the angle of being in the tree stand, but I was shooting his Glendale buck today at 30 yards. I'm like,
Drilling.
it's like the equivalent of like 15 yards
Yeah.
in the woods. And then I'm like, when we shot at like 50 today, I was like, this is what like 25, 30 yards in the woods feels like. It's just a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're like, I'm sitting there and I'm ranging trees, and I'm like, there's no way that's 30 yards. Like,
Yep.
it feels like it's like 50. And like, I mean, it's just, I think like waiting for the right ethical shot, but having confidence to take those shots is important too.
I think another big thing is this deer oblivious to me being here, or is this deer on edge?
Yep.
Is probably the biggest thing I look at.
And
Like I said, I only have two bow kills under my belt, but those deer are just completely.
No, that's 100. You're 100%.
yeah, it's a different. Like my shot, I aimed low intentionally because I knew that deer's gonna drop. Absolutely, because I just fucking whiffed twice, pretty much. And so she was aware. So you got to make sure you aim low, especially at 31 yards. That's plenty of time to duck your arrow. So I aimed for like the very bottom of her armpit, and I watched her drop, and I watched that lighted knock pass right through money, baby. I mean, out of everything last night, I was proud of that shot.
Was it a double lunger?
It was a double lunger. It was a little right at heart, but I was very happy with that shot.
Nice and front and center.
Oh yeah, dude. She that arrow went through her. The Schwacker shout out. Those things are great. Went through her, buried 12 inches into the ground, and hit a stone. And my knock went buried into the back of my arrow.
Wow.
I mean, that thing. I blew through that deer.
I love those snaps when you just get a bloody arrow. It's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Ryan got a video of me shooting her.
Did he? Oh,
It's-
hell yeah.
He's kind of far away, but it's still cool.
Yeah, the lighted knock makes it.
Oh, yeah. I got to pay a cameraman or something. 'Cause there's just no way I can record this shit myself.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
There's so much shit you got to worry about, setting your sight, drawing back. I
Yeah.
can't fuck with the camera.
No. I'm like, I was like, I'm filming everything this year, and you forget how easy it is to forget how hard that is.
Yeah.
To film yourself while you hunt, unless you have like really good equipment, maybe it'd be easier. But and then I just with what I've got, it's tough.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's not happening. It's not happening.
No, not at the moment. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm trying to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But I think like you said, if you really want to get good footage, you gotta have somebody with you filming, somebody dedicated to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think tonight I'm gonna try and film Ryan, as I got one yesterday, and I'd love to see him get one.
You
So
going back to
tonight-
the same spot tonight?
We're kind of in the air about it.
Okay.
We're to be continued. We're gonna decide on the fly right after this. I got some stuff on here I wanted to bring up. Here's a fun fact: a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance.
No shit.
Pink fuckers, huh?
Isn't that interesting? I thought that was interesting.
I remember I worked on the Gulf down in Texas, and there's these pink birds that look like flamingos, and they fly over all day long. And I was like, "Look at that fucking flamingos!" I was like Tony Montana. They weren't flamingos. I don't know what the fuck they were.
People are like this fucking tourist.
Fly, pelican, fly. No, I don't know what the fuck they were, but they were pink like flamingos.
So I had something that I read on a Facebook page of it. It's like Maryland bow hunters, and this guy was complaining about somebody who was like, dude, whoever's in Loch Raven public hunting land, please cut out the fawn bleats. Like, it's ridiculous. Okay, and well, here's my thing about, I just wanted to get your opinion on that, John. What do you think, like early season, when does are still catering to fawns, hitting a fawn bleat to try to bring a doe in?
I've never done it. I've never even thought about doing it.
I think that's probably effective. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if the doe has her fawn with her,
Yeah,
why would she leave?
I could see that.
Or do they have just like the motherly instinct that like if a fawn is in
Yeah,
distress, do they just go?
Like
Yeah.
a curiosity thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think I think there could be something to it. I think it might work.
I don't.
I've never tried it, but I just thought it was interesting. It might be worth a shot.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know.
And I don't think it's going to hurt you that much, or if at all. I don't think it'll hurt you at all, as long as you're not fucking hammering on that thing.
Yeah.
Like, hit a fawn bleed or two, it's definitely not going to fuck your hunt up.
Every 5 minutes, you're just ripping off that fucking fawn. Yeah. It's never crossed my mind to do it.
Yeah.
I have pretty good luck killing does. I don't need any more help.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I've never thought to call a doe.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But hey, if you're really into it, and it might be just cool to do it, just cool to call one in.
Go for it. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's such a bad idea. So, check this out. There's fucking zebras on the loose down in Lower Maryland.
Hell
No
yeah.
shit.
They escaped out of a zoo. Did you
Where
hear about that?
where Lower
It's
Maryland?
down by you.
Really?
Yeah,
Peggy is
let me
zebra
let me
thing.
look at this fucking article and I'll read it to you. But apparently, these people have a zoo and they're like moving the animals, and a bunch of zebras got out, and they're just running all over the place, and they can't get them. They're trying to like bait them to get them to come in and stuff. Yeah, 5 zebras are running loose in Maryland. Where is it at? Prince George's County, Maryland. So, okay, so it's north of you. The great.
I think that's on the other side of the bay.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. But it's in Maryland, and there's 5 zebras they got out. And it's near the town of Upper Marlboro. The unidentified owner of the farm is trying to bait and corral the animals, which are proving to be very elusive and scattered and wandering throughout the rolling wooded regions southeast of Washington, D.C. They got out, and they're still running loose, is what the guy Rodney Taylor, chief of Prince George's Animal Service Division, in a straightforward, if not particularly helpful assessment of the situation. We have not caught them yet.
They won't make it through the winter, will they?
I don't know.
Can you imagine sitting in your stand and a zebra going by?
I'd smoke the fuck out of it. Would you shoot it?
Shoot or pass on that. Would you shoot a
past
zebra? Dude, I couldn't. I mean, no, I definitely wouldn't, because I'm sure it's fucking illegal. But
If it was legal, would you eat it?
hell yeah,
Would you eat a horse?
yeah.
If I was hungry enough, I'd eat anything.
But I was thinking about that the other day, and I was like, I don't know if I would eat horse meat.
Ain't no fat on it. Probably
But
good.
it's like
Never had it.
It's literally just like a bigger white-tailed deer.
That's one of those
Yeah.
perspective things, man.
It was
That's
interesting.
like, I talked about this, like third world countries and like different foreign countries, man. Americans look at shit. They look at animals as pets, which,
Yeah.
it's cool. I get it. But, dude, food's food at the end of the day if you're hungry. If you're
I think-
hungry, you're going to fucking eat.
Australia, they eat horses, don't they? Isn't that Australia?
I think so.
It's like you can go there and order it on a menu.
Throw
got
another
wild horses
throw
there.
another
I mean-
horse on the bobby.
I would try it. You know what I mean?
They got wild cats down there too. That's like a big thing, hunting
Feral
wild
cats.
cats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like house cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely do that.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
definitely.
But I mean,
I don't want to.
yeah, I don't know.
I've shot a cat or two with a BB gun when I was younger.
Dude, I've had cats out on my hunting spot, and I've thought about shooting them. There was a black cat way out in the woods one time where I was hunting. I'm like, what the hell is this thing doing out
Yeah.
here? And a doe blew at it. It didn't like it. Yeah. It was like, get out of here. It was crazy.
Yeah, I had a cat last year or the year before at the quarry. A black cat crossed right in front of me, and I was like, well, I should probably just get the fuck out of here right now because I'm like a superstitious fucker. That goddamn black cat just ruining my hunt. Little piece of shit, dude. How's that draft beer treating you, bro?
Dude, that is
Dude.
just the tits.
Bush
Absolutely.
latte on tap. Angle that. There you go.
Hard.
got
Yeah, it turned me, kegerators are a problem.
Oh, Ryan, you just...
He's having a hard time.
Apparently, I haven't been in too many keggers.
Yeah, it turned me into an alcoholic.
The kegerator?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it'll do that. It'll do that.
165 beers.
It's bad. Like, you're going to be creeping down here on a Wednesday night.
How long does that stay good?
John's going to start getting a real red
Forever.
face all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, as long as you have the right amount of CO2 in the keg, it'll stay good forever.
Really?
Cheaper than
cold,
just buying
yeah.
it by the case?
It's like
You save some money.
like $10.
I didn't know if it was like a big difference.
It tastes better.
I
to
thought
me.
it would be a big difference, but it's only like
you
$10.
only save a little bit.
Well,
$10
you got your keg.
Hey, that's
from
$10
Ross. You got your keg.
But you only really drink Bush Light.
Yeah.
How much was the
and-
keg?
The beer's
110.
way better.
That's pretty cheap.
110, that ain't bad for a keg at all.
165 beers in a keg.
So, did you guys see Meat Eater posted the article?
I saw that.
The huge, it's a 50-point buck, and it was like, is it the new world record? It looks like a high fence deer, and that's what everybody's asking. Gunnar Womack killed one of the most perfectly symmetrical whitetails in Oklahoma's history, and again, oh, okay, this is
It
different.
was,
Sorry.
it was a high-tailed fence deer.
Yeah, on a
It just-
September.
It escaped. Sorry, I'm sorry.
God damn it, Ryan.
Fuck me.
Okay,
right?
Ryan.
Okay, so yeah, there was a high fence deer that escaped in Kansas. That's what I'm, if I'm reading that
I think
correctly.
it was I don't know.
Is this one of the situations where Joe Rogan yells at young Jamie?
Where he like looks at him like like he should just die.
Sorry.
Yeah, so apparently it was in Kansas, but the guy shot a absolute monster, 50-point whitetail, but it was a high fence deer, but it was free range at the time. It was roaming. It was out in the wild, and they're not allowing it to be submitted into records. Which, how do you guys feel about that? This deer was raised in a high fence, but he was out free range when he got shot. Do you think that I think they made the right decision. It should not, because it was genetically enhanced.
Yes.
I don't think it should go into the record books. I think it's awesome. Fucking dude, congratulations on an awesome buck. That's really cool. But I don't think it should go in record books. I agree with the decision that they made.
But, you know, this deer has lived his entire life inside of a fence. It's never had predators. And he had pictures of it on a corn pile, right?
Yeah.
So this deer just stumbled upon this corn pile. I was like, oh, food.
Yeah.
And he killed it over a corn pile.
Yeah.
You're not doing that with a wild animal that caliber.
Of that age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not doing it.
Absolutely not.
So, good on you. I'm sure it was a great feeling. But once he found out it was a farm-raised deer, it probably, like our first kills this year was probably, like, bittersweet.
Yeah. But I'm sure he's still, dude, that's still really awesome. Hey, people probably paid $10,000 to shoot that deer, and he got it for free.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
it is still really cool.
Can you imagine seeing that thing on your trail cam?
Dude,
He got trail cam pics first.
Yeah, what would you think?
I would probably think it was an escaped high fence deer.
The first time I seen a picture of that deer, I was like, oh, it's a farm-raised deer.
Yeah, definitely. But I would still be like, I want to shoot that deer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you, dude? Imagine if you cut the antlers off that thing. They'd probably be so heavy you couldn't even use them to like rattle. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
that big.
Didn't the deer farm call him and was like, "Hey, I think that's our deer"?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just you can look this up if you're listening
it just
That's silly.
on the Meat Eater.
Yeah, I'm looking at it upside down right now. And that's not real.
Yeah, it is just.
Yeah.
It's grotesque almost. Like that's. I don't get the whole high fence thing. Why I would? There's no way I would ever pay $10,000 to go shoot that deer.
People want to take shortcuts.
Yeah, nobody likes to do the work.
These rich fuckers, they love to do it. Good on you, but that's not my thing.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Speaking of rich fuckers, I went and filled up the CO2 bottle for the keg the other day, Friday, and the guy also sells redneck blinds. Those fucking things are like $4,000 a pop.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you.
And honestly, I don't.
Do you think it takes something away?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
When you can put a buddy heater in that thing, get that thing to 80 degrees, you're watching Sunday football in that motherfucker.
You got a microwave in there.
Yeah, guys are cooking breakfast in them.
Yeah, you're heating up a fucking burrito.
How do you want your eggs?
Yeah, you're making fucking hot pockets in there, dude.
You just crack a window and shoot something?
That's not hunting to me.
Nah.
Hey, I got nothing. I got no problem with it.
Go for it.
Go for it if that's what you like. But to
For
me,
me,
I have no interest.
Yeah, there was a guy picking one up. He had a brand new Ford dually with a 30-foot flatbed aluminum trailer. It's like, oh, well, you just have too much money.
Yeah. Now,
let me hunt your property.
yeah, hey, dude, can I come over?
Just kill all your deer.
Yeah. Now, do you think maybe one day, like as you get older, we'll be more into that stuff like that? Like right now, we're young and full of piss and vinegar, and we like hunting the hard way and doing it. But maybe when we get older, we will be into that. I bet I will.
Probably.
Yeah. So I think it's one of those like stages thing. Like as you develop as a hunter, you might be just like, eventually, are we gonna just get tired of all the hard work and be like, dude, I'm buying a redneck blind, fuck it,
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest benefits I've seen is like in their promotional stuff is like people send pictures in of like their kids in the stand with them.
Yeah,
And I'm like, if you got 2 kids and you can't like hunt that much, it'd be like, okay, I'll take the kids here, take your iPads, I'm gonna hunt. Like I could see that.
Yeah.
Tack Rob actually posted an Instagram story today of the same shit. He had his son in a redneck. I don't know if it was a redneck blind, but one of those blinds.
Yeah, I could definitely, as a father, I could see the usefulness right there. That totally changes my perspective on it when you put it like that. Because man, it would be awesome if I could take Hannah. Because my daughter, she's 4. There's no way she's sitting still long enough and being quiet long enough to hunt. But she wants to go. So and it's like, Hanny, maybe next year, honey. And I don't have a blind. If I had a blind, maybe I could take her. But man, that would be really good for taking the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Would love to take Cora, my black lab hunting. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you could do that in a redneck blind, That so I guess it's definitely got its uses.
Yeah, I mean, I don't look down on anyone that uses one. I don't look down on them too much.
I just don't get it as far as like you see like the juries, they'll go sit out there with their cameraman and that's their hunt. Like for me, if I'm hunting solo, that's just not the way I want to do. But if I'm taking the kids, hell yeah, I could totally see the redneck blind for that. That would be cool.
Yeah.
It would still be cool to like rifle hunt out of it because, see, if you're rifle hunting and you're sitting up in a tree stand on a field edge and you're shooting something 150 yards away, why not just sit in a redneck blind in the heat?
That's true.
Yeah, rifle hunting I could see.
Yeah.
I would rifle hunt.
I would rifle hunt out of one, definitely. By myself.
Why kill yourself in a hang on? We can just sit in a redneck.
Yeah. But for bow hunting, I don't think I would really. I wouldn't get into it.
Yeah, it's like Don Higgins. He killed his biggest buck ever in a redneck. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it a bow kill?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, still, hey, nothing wrong with it, but it's just everybody likes to do it differently, and there's nothing. People get like worked up about it. Like you'll hear some people get like, "Oh, that ain't hunting," but it is. It's just not how I would like to do it. But I have no problem with anybody doing it any way they want to do it. As long as you ain't fucking poaching, I don't care how you hunt. I'm glad you're hunting.
Speaking of poaching, can we go into that or no?
Yeah. Well, we can touch. I'll get. It's still open. We're still ongoing.
Okay.
So, but we've got some serious poaching. We had guys spotlighting there the other night. I got
in the morning.
Damn.
Got them on camera. Got the tag number. It's blurry.
You're fucked.
It's blurry,
No,
but they're running it, and DNR's got some tracks, so we're zeroing in on this poacher.
Not only were they poaching, but they ran through the farmer's crops.
Yes.
Like you are just a full piece of shit.
Yeah. Oh, you are every piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh man. Just like, dude, you're such a right. You're costing the farmer money.
Yeah.
You're poaching these deer. You're hunting out of legal shooting hours on someone else's property. Like, this guy needs to just be hung.
Yeah.
Like, just a terrible person.
Drawn and quartered in the town square.
No morals
Catch a
whatsoever.
poacher. Seth's going to be in his kitchen. Have a cup of iced tea and a cookie.
Yeah.
We're gonna turn that place into a fucking graveyard, Daddy-o.
Yeah.
I wasn't poaching, so why'd you have your bow and a spotlight?
Like, you are just the biggest piece of garbage. But
Yeah, I just got a picture from that property right now.
Uh-oh.
Just came in. I'll check it in a minute.
speaking
Oh,
of cameras, let me. I sent an email to Moultrie about my camera that got waterlogged. They don't cover water damage on cameras, but they gave me a coupon code for 50% off a camera.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah, actually not a camera. Anything I want on the Moultrie store.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was thinking about maybe a feeder, dude. I don't know.
Dude, get a cell camera.
Yeah.
50% off, get the best one they have, and spend $70.
They only have the Delta.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's a great camera.
Yeah.
I've got no complaints with
Yeah,
it.
so I can get it for $50. So.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
You can't buy. Well, you can. That's about as cheap as trail cameras get.
Yeah.
And that's a steal. That's cool. That's good on.
Yeah.
I think they should cover water damage because it's an outdoor camera.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But that's
At
one of
least they
those-
gave you 50%
That's
off.
one of those things like prove it right.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true, but it's like, shouldn't your fucking shit be waterproof?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still water leaking out of that fucking thing today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
They did good though. Hey, they hooked you up with that
yeah,
coupon.
yeah.
That's
So
pretty
shout
sweet.
out Moultrie.
Yeah. All right, I got a pretty cool shooter pass. I got a couple, but we're only going to do one. I'm going to save some for next week. So, have you guys heard about that scientists are bringing back the woolly mammoth? They're genetically engineering a woolly mammoth, and apparently it's going to be good for like the climate change stuff and the environment somehow. I don't know.
Jurassic Park?
Google it, look it up. But
Jurassic
okay. Genetically engineering and reviving woolly mammoths. Shooter pass. Do you think this is a good idea, or does this sound like a recipe for disaster?
Before we get any further into this, how in the fuck are they doing that?
Dude, they dig them up.
Yeah, like Jurassic Park? Like they got DNA?
No,
Well,
no.
they don't have mosquitoes and
Like, how do you do that? I just don't understand how you do that.
Hair.
How they're doing it is actually they're not. It's not reviving the species. They're creating them.
Yeah.
It's not actually a woolly mammoth. It's a lab made. It's a cross of like
it's a hairy elephant.
Yeah, basically they're just making a hairy elephant.
It's stupid.
That is very stupid.
But it's going to be pretty much identical to a woolly mammoth. So, what do you guys shoot or pass? What do you guys think?
Ryan, go first. What do you think?
Do you think we should revive these woolly or make woolly mammoths?
I'm gonna pass.
Runsky?
I'm passing. I just don't get it. Like, I just don't get it.
Okay.
I'm with you.
all right.
I'm also passing.
With all the shit going on in the fucking world right now, you're fucking making lab woolly mammoths.
You can't think of something
We got
better.
we got COVID fuck all kinds of fucked up shit going on. We got damn
Fucking
Taliban's fucking rising up in the Middle East. We got fucking COVID, and you're fucking making
Joe Biden's trying
you're
to
making,
force us to get a vaccine.
and you're making lab woolly mammoths.
That's what we're doing. Okay.
You're wasting billions
Okay.
of dollars. I'm passing as well. Apparently, these people have never seen Jurassic Park, so get fucked.
Yeah,
I'm shooting.
Get fucked.
Bring back the woolly mammoths, dude. I want to see them.
fucking nomad.
Nah, a woolly mammoth? Nah, get fucked. T-Rex, Velociraptor? Okay,
I'm the
maybe.
exact opposite. I say do not bring those back.
Put
Bring
those-
back the woolly mammoths. In 10 years, when the population is steady, let's fucking open up a season on these things. Bag limits, everything. I want a woolly mammoth fully fucking mounted in my front fucking yard.
I wish I could pull up the Jeff Goldblum scene from Jurassic Park when he's like,
You did it.
No, when he's like,
You did it, you crazy son of a
when
bitch.
he's talking about natural selection, he's like, and they were chosen to be extinct. You remember? Like something
Yeah.
it's extinct. They're extinct. I'm not gonna say for a reason, but it's
Yeah.
Great fucking movie.
great movie.
I had my mom take me to the movie theaters like
remember
900
that, yeah.
times to see that fucking movie.
Dude,
Same.
it was so good.
Yeah.
The first one was so good.
But, you know, I would love to go to a park and see a fucking T-Rex
That
or
would.
Velociraptor.
Yeah.
But there's got to be some better things to just keep them there.
I don't know. I just think you just leave it alone.
Oh, I totally think we could do it.
Oh, fuck yeah, we can
We
do
could
it.
we could have a Jurassic Park,
Oh.
and they wouldn't get out.
By the time we're 70, it's going to be a
You think so?
I got a shooter pass.
Okay, another one.
right off the top of the head?
Right off the top of the head. I heard it. This was very interesting. I was driving into work, listening to 98 Rock.
I can't listen
Justin
to
Scott
it
and Spiegel, I love them. I listen to them every morning.
Yeah,
Shout out.
They got their moments.
So, shooter pass lab meat.
Lab?
Meat created in a lab.
I
In a
actually
petri
heard this
dish.
part.
Shooter pass.
Ass.
I'll shoot it. Whatever.
Ass.
I wouldn't eat it like exclusively, but like if I went to a restaurant, that's all
You
they
fuck
had,
with it?
I'd eat it. It's whatever.
Seth.
I'm passing.
Pass.
I think. Look, I don't think it's a bad thing in the sense that it can help. Maybe fucking with world hunger. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So sure, go right ahead. It's like, this is what we're doing now. We just play God. We do whatever we want. That's what we're doing with the woolly mammoths, genetically modified meat. You want to be a chick? Sure, we'll give you a cooter. But that's the world we live in, and I'm okay with all of it. That's fine. That's your prerogative. And maybe it'll help people. But am I going to eat it? No.
I'm
like
passing
shooting
on
deer. I like eating the animals that I hunt. I have no interest in eating lab-grown meat.
Would I like to have a cookout and get some lab meat and cook it up and trick everybody? Absolutely.
I think it'd be funny. But
Be hilarious. You'd be like, this filet
Absolutely.
mignon's fucking great.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
They say it's
now,
got,
what
like-
if they make this lab meat and it is just absolutely delectable? I mean, just delicious.
It could
Stick
be.
of butter.
Like the best fucking filet mignon you've ever had in your life. Like, dude, then does that change the game? Are you buying it then? And it's $5 for a pound of fillets.
Yeah, I'd eat it.
I'm all over that.
Maybe.
See?
Yeah.
We always do those little twists.
But you know damn well it ain't gonna be.
No.
It's not gonna be as good.
Dude, I've seen a picture of it, and it's got like marbling in it and everything.
It's so weird.
Really?
Yeah.
We're too smart for our own good.
I know. But honestly, we need this in order to maintain as a species. Like, there's so many of us. We need these advancements in the scientific community like this and like the woolly mammoths to help with the climate change. And, like, we need that stuff. Otherwise, we're going to fucking go extinct.
Well, did you
Good.
see what the fucking the vegan burger companies make fake blood?
Get-
Did you see that?
That
Really?
shit's so
Yeah, you see that shit?
Yeah.
And what, they put it in the burger?
Yeah.
Make it realistic.
What?
That's
Yeah.
That's like the cars that have the fake engine sound.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Electric
Yeah.
cars.
Get fucked.
Go fuck yourself. I think that is so
But yeah,
fucking corny.
they're
If you
fucking-
want blood, fucking eat a fucking steak, you
Agreed.
piece of shit.
That's like vegans with like they have a cat or they have a dog and they're feeding it Iams or Purina
Yeah.
or whatever. You're not a vegan.
No.
Sorry, an animal had to die for your dog's dry kibble.
Well, and that goes back to, I think vegans, they like the idea more than they practice.
Well, here's a thought that just occurred to me. What does lab-grown meat mean for hunting? If this is going to allow people to eat meat and not kill animals.
You can just go to the store and buy a backstrap.
Yeah, you can go, so like for hunters, kind of like our thing is, all right, you eat meat, okay, then you're just having someone else kill these animals for you and eat them. So you have a moral conundrum there. So you cannot logically have a problem with me hunting. But now, if you're eating meat that is grown in a lab, you're not hurting anything to eat meat.
Wow.
You no longer, we no longer have a moral argument with these people.
Very true.
It's a scary
But
thought.
fuck you, I'm putting an arrow through a whitetail.
Eat a dick. I don't care how you're feeling. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. But
That thunderhead's ripping through the lungs.
you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that could be not a good thing for us.
We no longer have an argument.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you eat meat, I eat meat too. There's something had to die, but if something's grown in a lab and nothing has to die, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're not there yet, though.
We're not there yet, but it presents a potential issue, and I don't like that.
Get fucked.
All right, we're well over an hour,
Well.
and Brian and I have got some hunting to do. It's still a little early, but ladies and gentlemen, it's been wild ride this second week of opening season. I've gotten close to a bucks. I've gotten real close on the ground, but I have not haven't found the one yet. Johnny and I are on the board.
Yeah.
Pound it, brother. I mean,
What did you expect?
what did you expect? Yeah, it looks. Runsky's showing me a picture of this lab-grown meat in a petri dish. It looks fucking gross.
I don't know.
Yeah, but what did you expect? Me and the guillotine. Right?
Yeah, we're on the board. I mean, naturally, and it might have been sloppy, but we got it done.
Both sloppy.
Yeah,
I'm coming for that ass.
I think
I want you to.
We're gonna hopefully. I'd love for all of us to be on the board tonight. So
Are you hunting tonight, Runsky?
It depends on how drunk I get.
no. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is the Beers and Deers crew tuning out. Ryan, shut that thing off. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye-bye.